always love bringing you in because I start to learn some things, and I feel like my body's been feeling better in the gym. Maybe I'm just getting warmed up better. Maybe I'm doing a few more of these or whatever it is. But Brooks, thank you for always joining us. Today, we're doing maybe one of the most concerning parts of the body, which is the back. Other parts of your body, I feel like you can fix them easier. I don't know if backs tend to struggle when they finally do get hurt. It's tough to get them back.
It is. That's why it's so important to catch things early. It's a big part of what we want to do is to educate people to catch some of that before it becomes something where it's severely debilitating. And by the time you get to PT, you're so stiff that we can barely even do any exercise.
Last time we did knee. Is back the most common issue you see? Back
and necks are probably more common than anything else we see too. I kind of lump them together because it's disorders of the spine, but low back is so common. I couldn't go a day without seeing, you know, a handful of low back pain patients.
For me personally, it's my left lower side. I don't know what it is. I'm a guy, so sometimes we don't go to the doctor very often when we probably shouldn't. I guess that's part of the education part that you're talking about. All right, so what are some easy things that we can do maybe at home, or if you were to go to therapy, what would you do?
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of stuff, what we kind of classify a little bit with low back pain with patients we see is what we call a lower cross syndrome. And it's kind of also a cluster of symptoms that a lot of people demonstrate, which it's weak abdominals, weak glutes, tight hip flexors, tight low back paraspinals. So a lot of what we're doing is trying to address the flexibility issues that come with that, but also some of the strengthening things that come along with it.
So you're saying that it's kind of sometimes it's some of the other muscles around your back that actually cause your back pain because they're not strong enough.
It's so important for us to kind of look at patients like whole picture. I have one patient recently that it looked like a lot of back issues, and he did, but then it probably all stemmed back from a knee injury he had 15 years ago. So that knee had gotten weaker and caused him to transfer more weight, more stress onto his back when he was doing lifting activities.
All right, let's get active. All right, what would you do? I come in, I got lower back pain. What's the first thing you're having me do?
First thing, probably get somebody on the mat, kind of see what's tight, what's weak. If we identify that like abdominals or obliques are weak, there's a couple exercises we can do right now.
Let's do it.
To help out. One of the first ones I have people do is just keeping everything in line with the body and punching out straight in front of you. And I'm providing resistance to the side.
Oh, okay.
So you're facing that way.
Okay.
You're facing that way, you're punching right out in front of you.
You know, yesterday we did Taekwondo. I don't know if you were able to see that. Okay.
Just the reason why we do some of these two is we're not having to rotate the spine a whole bunch. We're able to get some strength in it, but keep everything in line. And people typically tolerate these kind of exercises a little bit easier.
I can kind of feel it stretching almost in a weird way.
Well, you're having to kind of fight that resistance. And you think of like isometric exercises a little bit easier to tolerate early on than a lot of rotation.
If you don't have a band, can you still just kind of slowly move out? I mean, is it going to do anything for you, or is that kind of just...
You could hold a weight in your hand.
You could hold
a weight in your hand because you're having to...
Let's say you may not... 2 water bottles that are heavy and just have something that can kind of...
I'm never opposed to any kind of movement, honestly.
Any kind of movement's good movement. All right.
So another thing, if people can tolerate rotation, we have people, you know, holding and then rotating, but let's do it more of a chop down as if you're chopping wood. And I'll hold it a little bit higher, a little truss system here, no popping.
Okay.
Yeah, then chop it down like that. Just another oblique and abdominal exercise I'll have people do, tolerate. And the thing is, you know, for somebody like you, we might need the max resistance, you know. For somebody a little bit older, we might go a little bit lighter.
And what is this doing? So what part of my back, or is it just...
It's a lot of obliques, but you think about it, when you're having to rotate the spine like that, a lot of different muscles are having to kick in and work for you.
And let's say you have a patient that's struggling to do even this. I mean, what are you doing?
I got them on that mat, and I'm doing simple, basic exercise where we're eliminating gravity, we're eliminating resistance. I have them on their back, just taking their knees side to side, or just pulling their knees up to their chest. So many people come in, if they've been hurting for so long that just everything around there has gotten stiff. So key, like step one, increase that flexibility, make sure they can tolerate, you know, even those small movements.
Yeah, that's really interesting. We got about 30 seconds left. When we come back with you, what are some things we're going to check out next?
We may try some just like pelvic exercises, or maybe even, I don't know if we can get on the floor a little bit.
We can absolutely get on the floor. I'm just going to take the jacket off. I'll get on the floor.
We'll be on the floor
if that's what it takes, let's do it.